Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So my name is Samantha, and this video is very important. We're going to discuss planting with moon cycles. Is it scientific or is it just wives' tales? First, I think the easiest way to drop into this topic and fully grasp what we're discussing is to look at the actual moon cycles. Centered in this picture is, of course, the Earth. On the right side of your screen is the sunlight, and as you can see, it starts with a new moon and works its way all the way around, guys, through all the cycles back to a full moon. Today's video is focusing on what to plant during that full moon. Now, the next full moon for you and I will be this month in May of 2024, and it will be what they call the Mulberry Moon. Now, what's really interesting is that in southeast Louisiana right now, the mulberry bush is flowering. And sometime next month in June, we will begin to harvest ripened mulberries. But this is where this moon gets its trade name as Mulberry Moon, or if you're from the European countries, you may have heard it called the milking moon. Now, I found that very interesting, that our ancestors really depended upon the cycles of the moon to know when to plant what type of crops. So when you're planting with the full moon, folks, you can plant root vegetables. And the reasoning behind that is the energy of the earth is being pulled down by the gravitational field during a full moon. So your root crops are going to do best being planted or seeded during this time. And I'm talking about beets, carrots, turnips, or even potatoes. Another type of vegetable that does really well with the full moon are your leafy vegetables. All right, that's going to be your lettuce, your kale, and your spinach. The third type are fruiting plants, melons, peppers, tomatoes. It is a good time to get your tomato plants put in the ground on a full moon. And the fourth type of plant that benefits from using the moon cycle, it's going to be your herbs, as in basil, mint, and parsley. They do very well being seeded or transplanted on a full moon. Now, tips for harnessing the power of the full moon during this planting succession, guys. Plan accordingly. In other words, do your research. What plants go with what moon phase? So I just told you which plants work best with the full moon, but say you're working on a new moon. It would be different crops that would benefit from planting with that new moon. Another thing is adjust your watering schedule, folks, for the full moon's gravitational pull by adjusting your watering schedule and water in the evening prior to the full moon, giving your plant the best opportunity to pull up more water through its roots. Now, most of you that have watched me for a while know that when Stephen and I went to Maui, October 2023, one of the things we did was not only tour lots of farms, we actually helped on some. We wanted to learn about their native Hawaiian indigenous people's, gardening practices. And what we found is that the people of Maui are very connected to the natural world. And it just reminded me so much, guys, of my dad, Papa Sammy and Allybug, his YouTube channel. He was the first person that ever introduced me to planting with the moon cycle. Now, some of the reasons why people will do that, and you have to remember, people used to didn't have a cell phone. They didn't have books per se. So they learned to watch the moon, and they learned to take very detailed notes and keep their memory updated on what things they needed to do at what time of the year based on the moon. Now, there is evidence that says if you plant at certain times of the moon phase, say during a new moon, you may have a better germination rate. If you plant during a full moon root crops, you'll harvest larger foods at the end of it. There is even evidence to show a reduction in pest attacks when using planting by the moon correctly. Now, guys, this is a really difficult topic to jump into, but I did find it very interesting that the native indigenous peoples of Hawaii on the Pacific Island use the same knowledge that my father from rural Biloxi, Mississippi used. That blows my mind, doesn't it? How humans are so connected, even separated through time, space, and distance. You guys, if you'd like support we do here at Starkey Farmstead, I'll drop it at the top in comments. I'll pin it for you. We are returning to Maui August 1st through the 11th of 2024 to document what is going on post-fire. And some of the things that we will do there is return back and check in with our farmers that we met on the first 2 trips. So we're really depending on you guys to row in our boat for that, to make that happen. Because last time we left monetary gifts with all the farmers that we visited, and we intend to do that again. That helps and encourages small farms to continue regenerative agriculture on the island, folks. If deliveries stopped to Maui within 3 days with the amount of people on that island, they would run out of food. That's a scary thought. We need more people focused on growing their own food. Enjoy this last clip of a gentleman I found from Maui talking about growing his taro, which is like a native root that they eat there, with the moon cycles. I found it very interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe so I can make more videos like this just for you. God bless you guys.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we'll be planting Lili Molina, a Hawaiian taro variety, on an ole moon. So planting on an ole moon is considered poor according to the Hawaiian moon calendar. Just wanted to try it out, see if planting on an ole moon will actually be, I guess, less fruitful. So here I marked with the X's where I'm planning on planting the huli. They're about 1 ha'ilima apart. So according to the Hawaiian moon calendar, there are 7 ole moons. 4 of the ole moons, ole kukai, ole kulua, ole kukolu, and ole pau or ole kupau, come before the full moon. And then the 3 oles after the full moon are ole kukahi, ole kulua, and ole pau.